Hello and welcome. I'm Knight's Angel, and we are back building Paws. Alright, so we are at the point where we are done with most of the minor details. There are still a few left, but we'll be dealing with those as we go. So, what we have left to do now is the pre-assembly. And that's just making sure we got everything in order. As you can see over here, I've already done that. So all we're doing is just taking all of our components and laying them out. I mean, yeah, this is probably going to be a very short video compared to the others I've done, since this is pretty much all we're going to do right now. And that's just to make sure that everything, that for the moment everything lines up. Everything goes where it's supposed to. So, don't worry about everything fitting perfectly into place right now. We're just laying everything out. This is pretty much a good spot to pause, so you can actually look at what you're doing and see what's left to do. Now we haven't gotten to the back part of it yet, but that's going to come soon enough. This is just a fit. Well, a fitting. We haven't gotten to the actual fit part yet. So as you can see, we have everything set up. We are good to go. So the next thing we're going to have to do is we are going to need to get our sewing machine set up and start putting all the back pieces together. And then it's going to get a little tricky on certain parts, like here, because we have to make sure we leave some space for our palm. And one of the other things we have to do is make sure that we have where our claw is going to be set up. Mind you, we are going to be trimming this down a little bit more. So when we finish stitching it, it lines up nice and evenly. And I hadn't actually clipped these edges yet, so we're going to do that at some point to make sure that it fits snugly. So one of the things we're going to have to do is we have to mark off where our claw tip is going to be poking out. That way we don't accidentally sew over it, especially for this piece, so we have room for it. So we're going to do that once we get into the sewing. Yeah. And then we're actually going to do that for each finger as we go. And one of the things that we're going to do, now that I have all that taken out of the way, because the next biggest problem is going to be dealing with lining our pads up, making sure that they don't go flying off and our lining stays close to it. Is when we reach that point, what we're going to do is, after we get the palm completely set up, is we're going to take the slack from the stitch and we're going to end up attaching it to the lining. And I'll get into that when we get to that point. So, trying to keep this one a little short here, folks, so bear with me. So, once we do that, we will be ready to go. So, the next couple of episodes are pretty much going to be a lot of sewing machines, so be ready for that. So, and we will get into that shortly. It's going to take me a minute to get all that set up. And I don't want this one to be too long, you know? So, that being said, this one's going to be real short, real sweet. Pretty much breaking the heavy stuff. And all it is just taking everything and stacking it. Seeing how it looks before getting into anything else. In the next episode, we will actually go ahead and get into getting the back of our hand put together. So, that being said, we will get into the heavier stuff in the next episode. So until then, push all the buttons you desire in whatever order you desire. Leave your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, ideas, thoughts, what have you, down in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Knight's Angel. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you have a better day. Peace.